Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing great. My name is Carolina. I've been an English teacher for as long as I can remember, for a long time, okay? And I came here today to talk to you about the present perfect, ok? Que cá entre nós, pessoal, de perfect não tem nada, porque o present perfect é o terror dos alunos de pré-intermediário e intermediário, right? But I came here to simplify your life in relation to the present perfect, okay? So the present perfect, guys, basically there is only two uses, okay, for the present perfect, all right? So the first use is when we talk about the past, okay? So present perfect, two uses. And the first use when we talk about the past. Okay, is it important when we use the present perfect to know when the action happened? No, you guys, it's not important. So if I tell you, for example, I have met my friend at the mall. Okay, it's not important to know when exactly you have met your friend, okay? So I'm talking about the past and my experience in the past, okay? Right? So with this, guys, we use two words also to talk about the past and your experience in the past. So we use the words never and ever, okay? Guys, never, it's a word that you know very well, yes? So I have never played basketball in my life. I have never played basketball in my life, okay? So this is about my experience, okay? But I can also ask you about your experience. So I can say, have you ever studied English before? Ok? Have you ever studied English before? Guys, parênteses em português bem rápido. Ever, tem alguns alunos que confundem ever com always. It's a, não, só que não tem a ver, pessoal, tá? Então, ever é alguma vez na sua vida, ok? E always é sempre. Então, there's nothing to do, ok? So, ever in questions, never in affirmatives, okay? I have never played baseball, or I've never played basketball, okay? Yes? And ever for questions, okay? Have questions about your experience, okay? So in the present perfect, we have two uses. The first use, past, not important to know when it happened, okay? It's important to talk about your experience. This is one use of the present perfect, okay? The other use of the present perfect, the second one, is when we have a situation that started in the past and continued up to now, okay? And this is where this use of the present perfect is where we have the words for and since, okay? So for and since, it's about a situation that started in the past and continues up to now, okay? So I can say, I have been a teacher for 20 years, more or less, okay? So I have been a teacher for 20 years. Guys, for, the word for is connected to the period of time. So for 5 minutes, for ages like forever, okay? For 2 hours, this is the period, okay? And since is connected to the point in time. So since I was born, since I was 20 years old, since 2002, etc. You have a point in time, okay? So again, just for us to remember, okay? So we have the second use is related to something that started in the past and continue up to now. And we have two words that we use, for related to the period and since related to the point in time, okay? So again, before we watch the slide I'm going to show you guys. So before this, let's sum up, okay? Let's summarize it. So we have two uses, okay? The first use of the present perfect is related to the past. Is it important to know when? No, okay? I'm talking about my experience, okay? So I have never worked at this place, okay? Or I have never played baseball, etc. It's my experience, okay? Or I can ask you about your experience. Have you ever done something, okay? Ever, agora a gente já sabe que não tem nada a ver com always, nada a ver com never. Ever means any time in your life, okay? Okay, em qualquer momento da sua vida, all right? And the second use, it's these two words for and since, okay? Guys, now I'm going to share with you, right, a slide so we can see a little bit more, we can see the present perfect a little bit more in depth, okay? So look, we use in number one is just a summary of what I told you, okay? So in number one, we use the present perfect to talk about experiences, okay? So for example, I have been abroad 2 times. Abroad, guys, outside Brazil, outside your country, okay? Anna has never broken a leg, okay? And the question, have you, for example, if I am asking you about your experience, have you ever eaten sushi? Okay, right? Okay, the second one in number two, we use the present perfect tense to talk about an action which started in the past and is continues up to now, okay? So I've been a teacher for more than 10 years, okay? Or in the negative, we haven't seen Janine since Friday, okay? Or how long have you been at this school, okay? Look, the tip, we often use since and for to say how long the action has lasted. So again, as I told you in the explanation before, since point in time and for period of time, okay? Right. Guys, all right, and in this next one, in the next slide, we have how to form the present perfect tense, okay? For the two cases of the present perfect, guys, it's this, we use the same formula. So it's super easy because I don't have to change the formula, okay? So look, we make the present perfect tense with the correct form of the auxiliary verb have, okay? So have or has, remember that has we use for she, he, and it, okay? So if I have the third person singular, I'm going to use has, all right? And the third form or the past participle, okay? Past participle, guys, é o que a gente conhece vulgarmente aí, quando a gente dá aula, que é a terceira coluna do verbo, tá? A terceira coluninha oh my God, a terceira coluna, pessoal, da planilhinha that you have, right? So you have simple present, simple past, and the present perfect, okay? The past perfect, okay? So we have, right, so for example, in the examples, I have worked as a secretary for 2 years, okay? So when we have regular verbs, of course, that we are going to have, for example, work, simple past worked, and third column worked, okay? So, and the question, we're going to say, have you ever visited Disneyland, right? This is the question. I'm going to say to use have or has, and the past participle of the verb, okay? Yes, so, all right, so guys, this is a little bit about the present perfect, okay? In the other videos, we are going to tackle a little more about the present perfect and a little more about the words that I can use with this verb tense, all right? Okay, guys, bye-bye. I hope you have understood the explanation. I hope that it was clear for you. And I'll see you next time. Beijo.